seems like every realtor always has the same response. Now is the time to buy. We're on the fence of finally buying our first home this year, most likely a new build. With everything going on in the last year and this year, is this the time to buy, Mr. Andy?
Let me give you the general consensus. So I was sitting around these round tables of, and I mean this not to be braggy, but sitting around a table of multimillionaires, these team leaders that are just successful. And I'm like, and one of the questions was, what are you guys currently investing into for your investments, for your family and your future? Everybody, not just one, everybody at that table, they were from across the US, across Canada, we're saying we're buying real estate. We're buying and we're holding. The strategy has gone more long-term. And this is from the people that are in the industry, that are the producers. They're buying and they're holding. It's not a buy and a flip. It's not buying or whatever, even though that can be done too. But if you can buy and hold, you can always, finance the refi, the rate if you need to in the future, or pay it down fast. One of my customers gave me a great analogy a long time ago. He says, I don't really care what the interest rate is because I'm only going to have it for about 10 years anyway. I'm going to be paying it down and I'm paying extra and I'm going to have it paid off. So to me, if the rate's at, 4.5 or 5, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be short term.
So you think now is the time to buy?
If you are able to put a decent percentage down so you have equity, I think that if you can swallow the current payments the way they are and it doesn't exceed 25% of your gross income, then I would say yes. That is the price range I'd buy in.
The question I would ask them is, right for your situation right now to buy, then it's the right time to buy. If you ever think you're going to time the market absolutely perfect and buy the house at the lowest price with the best interest rate and the biggest return, it's very, very lucky if you ever hit that.
Across the bottom, Chris, it's asking us, is there ever a time that we should not buy? It's a personal, individual thing, because we knew people that were your age back in the 80s. Granted, the houses were probably 45, 50,000, but they were buying houses with 18% interest rates. But the math worked, right? They were making enough money to afford the payment I don't know, eventually houses will probably be $50 million. And we're all making, $30 million a year. Who the hell knows? You look back at when people were making $8,000 a year and cars were $1,500, and look at the ratios now, extrapolated up to 100, 200 times that in some cases.
If you're asking, is the time to buy now? I think there's two parts to that question. Is it the time to buy now investment properties, or is it the time now to be able to buy your first home? I think getting your first home at any time is a smart way in which to do it. Just don't get over your skis too far. Also, you can look at a home. It's a home. It's something you can take care of. It's something that's yours. It's something you
tangible.
Yeah, exactly. And at some point, it's definitely going to go up. But I don't know. I think everyone really looks at a home as their only investment vehicle and can do less than that. So,
well, and I see these young couples that'll come in and they've got the little 3-year-old and the 5-year-old and the 8-year-old, and they're like, well, I don't know if the timing's right for us to buy a house with a sport cart. And I'm like, if you can afford it, you're going to provide those kids with an experience, and you're going to be the house to go to, right? You're going to be the house where all the sleepovers happen at. When the basketball carts are full and the kids want to shoot baskets, they're going to be at your house. There's a lot of things that gives you beyond just, shelter. It provides a lifestyle. Like Chris and I have talked about this for years. Why do you buy a house on the lake? It's way more expensive than a house across the street. You can live across the street, but you don't have the lifestyle of being on the water. Huge difference. And so when you look at like, hey, we want to have a big family, we want everybody on the same level, I want to have a loft up here for my kids, and you can provide that for your family at that time, I don't know how to say no to that, other than if you can't afford it. If you can't afford it, then it's wrong.